The importance of gold and gold jewelry in the world since the beginning has been immeasurable. However, only a few countries today are highly obsessed with gold. Irrespective of the price, these countries don't shy away from buying it. Gold jewelry is often worn as a religious symbol too. Besides, other religions, mostly Hindus, consider gold and gold jewelry as religious symbols. It's also said that due to the calming influence of gold quiver on the skin, one can even feel the development of the overall blood circulation. And just by wearing a gold ring or a gold chain, the oxygen flow in various parts of the body will increase. Moreover, jewelry helps to enhance a person's beauty. It also symbolizes wealth, power, and status. For some people, jewelry is an art form of self and creative expression. And for some, it's used as jewelry wearable as part of their tradition and culture. You might own a jewelry or two yourself, but have you wondered how the gold jewelry is made? Hey guys, welcome to another exciting video from our channel. How's it made? In this video today, we take you through the making of gold jewelry. But before we do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more such exciting content. That said, let's begin. Speaking of jewelry manufacturing around the world, the process has now become very technical, but in the olden days, the jewelry was mostly handmade with few different tools. As a result, with the advancement in the area of technology and machine making around, and all the most modern jewelry production technologies have been applied in the process, compared with traditional jewelry manufacturers who have not yet adopted new methods, these new age technologies have helped manufacturers like us save a lot of time on each product and enough manpower saving too. Digging into history, jewelry was completely handmade, metal was shaped, and the setting of gems was carefully done by hand. Whereas, as already stated, due to the progress in technology, craftsmen have gained access to quality and variety of machines and technologies to help them make each masterpiece without neglecting customer satisfaction. Jewelry craftsmen are considered as designers. Yes, for a matter of fact, jewelry design courses have become a thing now, but earlier it was never that way. The craftsmen would teach the next generation, and they would teach the next one after them. To be precise, all the jewelry making designers today have rich experience and knowledge in jewelry design and manufacturing, which allows them to innovate in design and modify the significance more purely. Usually, even jewelry designing starts with an idea. For developing an idea or a thought, the craftsmen majorly draw inspiration from their experience and market trend. Besides, customization is a different way. Speaking of the manufacturing process of such gold jewelry, there are many ways to make jewelry, from basics to most modern. We'll explain to you all the techniques applied or used to make gold jewelry. Handmade jewelry. Handmade jewelry has its own past and trend today. The handmade jewelry market, though small, is still prevailing. Handmade jewelry has its own finesse, significance, and specialty. Hence, such jewelry is made by hand with almost no help of modern technology, and the old and new are perfectly blended. Handmade jewelry requires a lot of patience for the process that includes constant heating and cooling. Next, each gold bar is shaped from a gold bar to its final shape, thereby gradually forming the metal. Now, let's begin to completely explain the handmade process. The metallic silver, gold, or platinum is first heated until the piece of metal that looks like a block can be slowly formed and deformed. Next, this heat restores its ductility, which is a characteristic of precious metals that makes it easy to use. Now comes the use of the iron wheel. In this process, the metal blocks are rolled under heavy wheels and made into sheets or wires to form the various shapes required to make the entire jewelry. After obtaining the correct thickness, the metal block is then formed into a base. Such bases are usually chucks, rings, links, handles, belts, etc., which will eventually hold the gemstone or become part of the design. Most of the components of the final jewelry are performed at this stage and then fixed together. Precisely, welding means it's a process in which metal sheets are almost bonded together despite the use of metal and heat. Later, polishing is done for small holes or filaments that cannot be touched by a large polishing wheel. The part is then cleaned in an ultrasonic machine to remove any wax and dirty stuck to invisible places. Ultrasound makes the dirt almost shake out from the cracks and become clean jewels. After all the above-mentioned processes, the clean jewels are taken to the setter, so that the setter can lightly set each gem in an absolutely accurate manner. It uses lac to clamp the metal and hold it in place. The work of the setter is to put each gem into a metal chuck, and then carefully set each gem in the preferred setting method. For handmade jewelry, The quality of the finished product depends to a large extent on the talents of each worker involved in the production of the piece at a certain stage. Handmade provides jewelers with design freedom and is very suitable for making a kind of jewelry. The gold casting process to make jewelry. Casting is one of the most popular methods of making jewelry today. Almost 80% of our jewelry is made using this technology, so we will explain this topic in great detail in an upcoming article. This involves large machines and plaster of Paris or rubber, which helps shape the metal used, in our case, gold or silver. And then with the help of a 3D printer, the 3D design turns into a wax jewelry. Now, this wax jewelry is placed in a box and then covered with molten resin, which is nothing but a rubber material. Hence, once the box is filled with resin, the resin is pressurized and hardened. This results in wax flakes being sealed in a hardened rubber material called resin or dye. Now the dye is slightly heated, causing the wax block to melt and expel the dye, leaving a jewelry-shaped cavity inside the dye. This is the exact reason it's called a dye or mold, because now this mold can be easily reused to create the same design. Then, cut the rubber mold from the middle so that the cavity in the center of the mold is easily accessible. Look at the step for a better understanding of the process. Step 1. This is the mold including the hole in the appearance of the desired final jewelry design. Step 2. Inject liquid hot wax into the mold and then cool and settle after some time. Step 3. This hard wax is now separated from the mold, and the rest is wax jewelry. Step 4. Now the wax jewelry goes through a process called investment casting. The patterned wax jewelry is installed in a heater and stuffed with elements like plaster of Paris. POP is fluid and occupies all the space in the furnace except for the pattern shape. Step 5. Heating the furnace causes the POP to solidify, while the pattern or wax jewelry melts and leaves a cavity in the plaster of Paris. Step 6. Now the molten gold is poured into the cavity and then quickly cooled, causing the gold metal to occupy the cavity. Step 7. Disassemble the furnace to get discarded hardened POP and gold-plated jewelry. Step 8. The excess gold deposits on the surface of the casting pattern are polished, and what we now have is the same conceptual gold jewelry. The jewels are now lifelike, just need some finishing and setting of the gems. This is the route of gold jewelry from design to reality. Die striking. Die striking is another method used to make jewelry. Very suitable for thin and light jewelry, you'll never feel it pull your skin. The precious metal sheet is stamped and formed by a large mold with an image or name already engraved on the mold. This is a relatively simple method of making jewelry. Electroforming and plating. Electroforming technology uses a charged liquid in which precious metals are injected. The metal is layered on a wax model and then it's melted away. This technique uses layer-by-layer stacking and can ultimately provide any desired thickness. Electroplating applies the same technique, although it simply transmits a thin coat of microns in the jewelry. This provides a layer for this piece to protect it from discoloration or damage. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative content. See you in the next video.